When we think of fun cars, we might think of maybe a hypercar like a Porsche 918, or maybe a supercar like a Ferrari SF90. However, what if I were to tell you that the most fun car in Southwest Florida, in my opinion, isn't any of those? It's actually a British car from the early 2000s. Alrighty, so the most fun car in Southwest Florida is this, the 2000 Lotus 340R. I believe that's the real life name, it might be slightly different, but in this game it's the 2000 Hibiscus 340R. Now you're probably thinking, when you look at these specs, how can this be good? You know, it's only got 177 horsepower and 126 pound-feet of torque. Well, here's the thing. Tuning exists in this game, luckily, and also if you look at the weight, it's only 1,500 pounds, and that's before weight reduction. So when it comes to driving this car, you have to drive it in manual. If you don't drive it in manual and in first person, it kind of takes away from the whole experience. But yeah, as you can see, this thing is basically a go-kart. There's kind of nothing around you. And yeah, honestly, I love the way that this thing sounds. I think it sounds really, really nice, especially with the supercharger. Alright, so since this is a Lotus, I figured what better to show off its cornering than a high-speed kind of like turn. So as you can see, we're going 80. I'm like around 60. Yeah, this thing overall is just extremely planted too. Like, that was over 100 through that corner, and it's sticking. This thing does not really slide too much, so if you want a drift car, I would not really recommend this. But if you just want like a go-kart kind of vehicle, this is the most fun car in the game, I think, personally. Alrighty, so if you're wondering, this car only comes in one color, and that color is gray. However, I have mine painted to this kind of like blue color, so yeah. Here's the factory paint, by the way. It looks alright, but here's my paint color if you guys want like the RGB code and everything. As you can see, just a stage 1 supercharger, sport brakes, no weight reduction because it's already super light, but if you see, yeah, it'll go to 950 pounds if you do the race weight reduction. Slightly better tires, sport, transmission. And then this is all of my dampening and my stiffening and like my ride height and stuff. So yeah, this is lowered, by the way. The stock one I think rides just a little too high. Here's the wheel width. We got really wide rear tires. Wheel size, no camber, no offset, no steering stuff either. Rear wheel drive, of course, that's the most fun out of all the drivetrains. Stock differential stuff, and then 4.5 for the gearing. So yeah, that's the tune for this vehicle. Now you're probably wondering, where can I find this car? Well, it's located in the coupe section, and if you just scroll down a little bit here, my game's being a little slow, but here it is. As you can see, it's about 80k, so with all the upgrades, it's gonna be maybe around $95,000, which I think personally is a pretty good deal for what you're getting. This thing is extremely fun. So, what do we know about this car? It's easy to get, it's a manual, rear-wheel drive, super light, and it handles like it's on rails. This is an amazing car. I would highly recommend that you buy it in this game. I'd say it's the most fun car in the entire game. And that's going to be all for today's video. Sorry for not uploading in a while. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one, and bye-bye.